was a politician, tradition written on walls throughout halls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I saw, pause, my eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and blows of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, gritty from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive. Are you my paradise?
Yes, it is. Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. And I hope everybody's having a good time. And of course, as I always say, the truth it is what you're going to hear on the show today. We don't mess around. Sorry, I'm trying to get all my stuff done. We don't mess around on here. We tell the truth, even though people don't like what we might say. We still speak the truth out here and let everybody know kind of what we're saying and what we're doing. And we're not pulling punches, and we're not over here trying to, do narratives. We're just like telling you the facts. This is what we see. This is what's going on. This is how we feel. So, sorry I missed everybody yesterday and the night before for the Thunder game. But on Wednesday, I left the gym, training kids, and then I got something to eat at this particular restaurant this fast food place that I haven't eaten at in probably a year and a half, but I was like, oh, well, tacos sounded good. It was a Taco Tuesday, it was Taco Wednesday, so I went ahead and got to stop by this particular place, and yeah, it was very bad Wednesday night. Didn't get a chance to see the Thunder game, had to try to watch the highlights and watch a little bit of it. I did go, we're on a text chain between me and a couple other people, so the commander, Randy Wright, and Nathan Taylor, so I kind of got a feel for what was going on in the game yesterday when I kind of read the texts. But you know how it is when you get food poisoning, you're down 24 hours. You're just, you're not trying to answer the phone. You're not trying to go out. You're not trying to do a whole lot of anything. And it was just absolutely brutal. And when it's coming out of both ends, it's just it's not a good thing. As you all, those of you who have experienced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. But that being said, the Thunder did go ahead and get a W. So let's kind of go over it a little bit. What happened? The Thunder took care of the Blazers, improving to 12-4, 109-99. The Blazers are now 6-9. Blazers 15 for 38 from three. The Thunder 9 for 31. Once again, still not shooting the ball really, really well. Field goal percentage 40.5 for the Blazers, 44 even for the Thunder. And then, of course, the rebounding, we got out rebounded by three, and they had 16 offensive rebounds. 16. Now, it was not getting Isaiah Hartenstein back. When you look at what his stat line was, and I was really interested to see what he did, because I knew that getting him back was going to be huge. He had 13 points and 14 boards in 29 minutes. 13-14 in his first game here. And so I was excited about that. And, him just getting offensive rebounds and what he was doing with that really helped the Thunder. Let me see, how many offensive rebounds did let me see, he had 5 offensive rebounds. Now, what that means is when we go back and we're going to look at what the Thunder did, what the Thunder been doing as far as offensive rebounds, you'll see when we get our team stats, because I updated all of our stats. So everything is updated as of today. So as of our last game, that's team. I'm going to do shooting percentages for the team. What we're averaging, shooting, 3-point percentage, regular deals, and then free throws. So we're going to have all of that in there and what everybody's doing. We're going to have that as well as team stats. So we're going to do all of that at the show today. But anyway, 49-46, rebounded, out rebounders 3. Pips, my favorite stat, Pips, points in the paint. The Thunder outscored them 56-32 by 24, and still only up. We're up 9. And that was the crazy part, is that we were killing them inside presence, but the game was still close, which was kind of weird. I was like, how is the game close and we beat them by 24 in points in the paint? But apparently they were hitting threes and doing some things. Like I said, and then of course the wonderful coach we have and his lovely lineups, and then I have, that's how I knew that the game was doing what it always does because of its lineups. And then let me see. Here are the things. SGA must be playing like crap, which is part of what was sent by one of our guys. Worst subbing coach in the NBA, 100%. Take Jang out. Agreed, get Jang off the floor. And Wallace and Dort 0 points. Wallace had 0 and Dort had 0 at that particular time. Now, of course, I wasn't watching, so I didn't know, because I was every time I even thought about trying to do anything, I was, throwing up or, coming out. So bench scoring 31 to 44. And here is the overall stats, so you guys can kind of see what I was talking about as far as the stats for the game for the Thunder. Let me see. Here are the game stats. J-Dub, 30 points, 36 minutes, 11 for 19 from the field, 5 for 9, 3 for 3, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. SGA, 39 minutes, 28 points, 7 for 19, which means he did not play well shooting that bad. 0 for 2 from 3, 14 for 14. Oh, he actually went to the line. How about that? 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. I think he leads all guards in blocks and steals too, I believe, or maybe second in steals and leading all guards and blocks. I know that. Then, of course, Wiggins started Wednesday night, 15 minutes. He had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 for 6, 1 for 4. And, I don't know, like I said, I can't really comment. I didn't really watch, so I don't really know what he did and what he didn't do. Lou Dort, 30 minutes, 0 for 7, 0 for 6, 2 points. So I guess he shot 2 free throws to actually score, to get on the board. Cason Wallace, 0 points. Took 3 shots in 26 minutes. Hopefully his defense was stellar if he played that many minutes. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Which clearly meant he played well. Flagler played 1 minute. And I'm assuming he's playing because of Isaiah Joe. He must have came in for, end of the half or end of a quarter to try to get some threes. That's probably why he came in the game. If you only played 1 minute, that's why he came in the game. Dylan Jones, 11 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Like I said, I just think he needs to be in the G League getting minutes. He's just not. I don't see a world where I want him playing in front of Kendrick Williams. I just don't see that. What's up, Burgess? Wait a minute. Afternoon, bro. Afternoon to you, brother. Wait a minute. You're in Florida? Oh, took a nice trip. Did you y'all go down to are y'all going to the island, or are you just down in Florida? What are you doing today? What are you doing down there, brother? Hit me up and let me know what you're doing. But by the way, Burgess, did you see the game? Because I did not see the game. So you have to kind of give me comments about what happened in the game. I did not see the game. I was too busy coming out of both ends, so I don't know what happened. So if you could let me know what happened, I'd appreciate that, brother. Or give me your input. Jang, 11 minutes, no points, 0 for 1. His stats are just slowly dwindling. The more he plays, the less he does. This is where you live. Oh, okay, B. Must be nice, brother. Enjoy yourself. I wish I could live down there. Oh. Now, are you in Miami or are you in Orlando? Where you at? But anyway, have a good time, man, and enjoy that. I wish I was playing golf. Were you playing golf today or are you working today? Kendrick Williams, 5 minutes, 4 points. He did not play a lot. Alex Caruso, Ihart, there we go. 29 minutes, 6 for 12, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 14 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. This is what's going to make a difference with the Thunder. 13 points. Alex Caruso, 15 minutes, 17 points. Caruso must have been absolutely fantastic doing his thing. I'm going to need to go back. I wish I could watch the whole game, but of course you can just go back and watch highlights, and that doesn't give me anything. Jacksonville, you off today? Hart was a huge lift for the Thunder. Yeah, energy wise. Yes, I figured he would be Burgess. And like I said, you could watch highlights, but it's kind of hard to go back and watch the whole game. I wish I could have, so I could have a better view of what actually happened. But I knew he was going to be. I know he wasn't supposed to come back until actually our game on Monday. But having him back is going to be a huge, huge lift to the Thunder as far as offensive rebounds are concerned. But they did give up 16 offensive rebounds. We had 15 ourselves, and a lot of that has to be attributed to him because he had 5 just by himself. And who knows how many times he got his hands on the ball. Love having him back. It's going to make a huge difference. Caruso, like I said, was a beast. A.J. Mitchell playing more minutes than Caruso, and I'm assuming that's because Caruso came back from injury and they were limiting his minutes. A.J. Mitchell, I like him offensively, 4 for 8, 2 for 3, 10 points. I don't like him being to the point where he doesn't understand who the star on the court is and who to give the ball up to. That part I don't like. That needs to be corralled, and he needs to understand you're a secondary or third option. But when SGA is on the floor, he gives the ball to you. You do not create offense unless he's giving it to you to create, because every time they go through and SGA is on the floor and he does not touch the ball, usually nothing good happens. So, but once again, that's coaching, and that's them wanting them to be, a team and all this nonsense. Yeah. I don't have a problem with the team concept. But when you have a superstar, things should go through your superstar to everybody else. Okay? As we've seen many times, with the Thunder is really simple. If SGA is going off, then what happens? The rest of the team does what? The rest of the team is flowing freely to score. When he's scoring, because they know he's got him, because he knows consistently this is what he's going to do. And when you look at J-Dub, I like what J-Dub does. But like you said, like I said, like Charles Barkley said, like Jack said, he's a 3. Now, he's got to be the 2 right now because of Chet. But, the coach has to keep your strategy. As she plays the whole first quarter, plays the whole third quarter, then you bring in the right 5 players to play as a group. And I don't know if he did that the other night. Like I said, I know he did when we lost, but when you win, your best 5 is really going to be simple. That's SGA, now that iHeart's back. That's SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, and Wiggins, and iHeart. That's your best defensive 5. That's your best 5 that's going to give you rebounds, and everybody else is going to run through SGA. If you do that, it's great. When you start throwing A.J. Mitchell in with that group, put him in with J-Dub. He doesn't need to be in with SGA. Your best 5. And you know what the hell your best 5 is, because when you get in trouble because of your coaching lineups, that's the 5 you put in. It was SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, Dort. Now iHeart can be in, whether you want to put Wiggins in there and iHeart or Dort and iHeart, whichever one you want to go, it doesn't matter. But those are your top 6. And then when Chet comes back, that's going to be your 7 that you roll with. When you need stops, when you need to make possessions, when you need to make a run, that's the group you know. And you know damn well what it is, Coach. You know what it is because you've shown that you know. Because of whenever you get in trouble because of your lineup mishaps, what do? You go to that 5 to stop it. Now with iHeart in, you know you got a big, and then you can go those 4 guys who are going to lock everybody else up off the perimeter. But A.J. Mitchell, all them, give the ball to SGA, let him do his thing, and then everything revolves around what he does. Because when he scores, the rest of the team all of a sudden goes into, I don't have to make a play. I can just score. I can just be myself. I can shoot the 3. I can take advantage of when they're double teaming SGA. I've got a crease that I can go to. But when you give them the ball to let them try to make plays, A.J. Mitchell, he's a rookie. Put him in his place. But once again, you got to know how to coach to do that. So I know you know what to put in there because you've played the right 5 before. But your lineups kill us. And those are facts. Those are not something conspiracy theory, all this nonsense y'all throw out there. These are facts. It's what he does and what he doesn't do. Now, when you look at the Thunder's, let me pull up our stats. Our season, here's our Thunder shooting percentage as of this point. Remember, I updated everything since I felt better this morning. I finally felt better. Really, late last night I started feeling a little bit better. And so I went ahead and put all these stats and stuff together for us. SGA 28.7, 50% from the field, 33% from 3. His numbers are going up, 89%. numbers are fluctuating on the three. Um, let me see. If I remember correct, this is Burgess telling me the closing five was SGA, J-Dub, Dort, Caruso, iHeart in regards to pre-garbage time minutes. Yeah, that's a good five too. But what I was saying is when J-Dub is off the bench, I mean when J-Dub is on the bench, that's what I was talking about. Your best five when J-Dub is on the bench is SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, iHeart. And if you want to put Dort in there instead of Wiggins or Wiggins instead of Dort, either one I'm okay with when you add that mixture is what I was talking about, Burgess. But yeah, that's a good five right there. I'll take that five. That's your to me. You're when Chet comes back, your eight are SGA, J Dub, Dort, iHeart, Chet, Caruso, Kaysen, Wiggins. That's your eight. And then when Jay Will in case if we need bigs, and if you know you need a big, then you've got AJ Mitchell needs to come in there and play some too. So those are going to be your 10, and that's SGA, J Dub, Dort, iHeart, Chet, Caruso, Kaysen, uh, AJ Mitchell, Wiggins, and Jay Will. And if you need to, K Rich, depending on what's going on there, Kendricks Williams. So that's your 11 right there. But anyway, when you cut it down to 9, your 9 can be those 7, 8 plus either J Will and or AJ Mitchell, depending on what AJ does, and that's your time. But that's a good 5 right there. That's probably why we made that run pre-garbage time minutes. Thank you, Burgess, for updating me with that. J Dub, 21.8 points a game, 50. So he's flourishing while Chet is hurt, which is what he needs to be the number 2 guy, 100%. 51% from the field, 39% from three, 81% from the line, and his numbers are going up, which is a good thing. iHeart, 13 minutes, 50% from the field, 0% from three. I don't know if I want him shooting three. Plus, his left hand was the one that was really hurt. So we'll see how that is. 50% from the free throw line. Dort, 11.2. Numbers are going down. 42.4% from the field, 40% from three, 82% from the line, like all those numbers. Wiggins, his numbers going down. 9.6 points per game, 44% from the field, 44% from three. Long as he's not trying to make plays and do a bunch of stuff, I just want Wiggins to look. Making layups when you can, cutting to the basket. Don't try to take people off the dribble with that behind the back. That's just terrible. It's behind the back. It's just terrible. It swings out way wide because he's not used to doing it. You can tell when someone's smooth on their wide. J-Dub is the same way. They're not ball handlers. Ball handlers, when you do SGA, it's never, when he goes behind the back, it's always tight. His behind the back pass or his behind the back move is never the ball. When he's going behind his back with the ball, it's never wide where he has to reach out and get it. You can look at somebody and see how they dribble or how they're handling the ball to see what their ball handling skills are. Wiggins and J-Dub, ball handling skills are not very good. Isaiah Joe, like I said, 9 points, 40.7, 36.4% from the field, 75% from the free throw line. He's got to update that. But he must be hurt because he hasn't played, which is why Flagler was playing. That was just kind of my thought process on that. Kaysen, 6.4 points per game, 40%, 27%. Hey, 3-point percentage just coming up, brother. Way to go. Work on that three. We got to have that coming because he was at, 19 or something, 16 early in the year. It was terrible. So his 3-point percentage is slowly coming up. So but he's in that sophomore slump little deal. But I do believe he'll snap out of it and get to where he needs to be. AJ Mitchell playing really, really good. And that's our boy Hotspot Casino, or who's on our After the Storm broadcast. He comes on all the time and talks on that. AJ Mitchell is his dude. 5.4 points a game, 50% from the field, 47% from three. Like him, he looks really good. He's got a 77% from the free throw line. We need to update that. He needs to be in the 80s. He's a guard, and he's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more than everybody else. He needs to be able to knock down, but he needs to be in the middle 80s is where he should be. But once again, he's a rookie, and it takes time to adjust. Caruso, his numbers are slowly climbing. 5 points a game, 35% from the field, 20% from three, 100% from the line, or 71% from the line. That's got to come up. I think he's a 70-something% free throw shooter anyway. But 20.5% from three is coming up. 35% is coming up. So I'm liking all of what I see out of Caruso right now. So let's keep that up, big fella. K. Rich, 4.3 points per game, 50% from the field, 18% from three. Come on, K. Rich. You're a better shooter. But once again, remember he was hurt. He's coming back from injury. So it's going to take him probably another 5, maybe 10 games of playing before he really gets into a field, but he's going to have to play more minutes than what he did the other day to get there. Jang, numbers they're just slowly dropping from the beginning of the year. They just are. The Thunder, you gave up 3 first-round picks for the guy. He's another Baisley is what he is. It's what he is. And I like the kid. He's very nice. He's like a nice young man. He's only, 20? I don't even know if he's 21 yet. But, yeah, this is not. He needs to go back to Europe. He's great in G League, but the NBA, he's just not ready for it. He's really not. And then again, he could be like everybody, the rest of our players. Go somewhere else and, hell, be a player. They leave Oklahoma City and they just, all of a sudden, bam, I can play. Jones, 2.3 points a game. 34%, 17% from three. He's a G League player. He's a rookie. And like I said, develop one rookie at a time. That's clearly A.J. Mitchell. The rest of the guys, G League, we got a big lead playing, but any significant minutes in crunch time or any kind of significant minutes, they should not be on the floor. Flagler should not be on the floor. I like the kid. He still struggles in NBA minutes, but does really, really well in the G League. Here are our team stats, and these are all upgraded. I did have the other night, the old stats from when Chet was here, but I thought, well, Chet's out, so let's just let Chet go. Let's just stay where we are. Let me see. Burgess, quick update. It was Kaysen in the lineup to close out the game instead of Caruso. Okay, yeah, Kaysen or Caruso, either one. I'm good with either one of those, Burgess, like I said. And I think Caruso looked like he got hurt a little bit. Looked like he had pulled a groin or something happened because he had that one play, and I could just see he was hurting a little bit. So we need to keep our eye on that. But fortunately, we have, 3 more days before we play again. So that gives them time to get treatment and get healthy. But here are the Thunder's numbers. Points, we're now 11th, 115.5, and we're slowly dropping. Opponents, remember we were at 95 with Chet. We're not 108.5, 103.5 now. We're second in the league in giving up points. Field goal percentage, we're now 14th in what we're scoring because we have not shot the ball well. 3-point percentage, we're 18th. Remember, we were third and first, I believe, last year. And that's just not good. Those aren't good. I mean, we're not shooting the ball well lately. And it's because of his lineups. I think it's one, he's playing people out of their flow of what they're normally doing. Just put us in a lineup and go. Just decide who you want to do. Now you got iHeart back, and he's coming off the bench, which, okay, but then you're starting out with a small lineup. Just go ahead and play him, and then put this smaller lineup. To me, go ahead and start iHeart. Play him in, take him out like you do Chet. And then that second 5, when you want to keep in that second 5 is when J-Dub goes out at the 5-minute mark. You have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Wiggins, Dort. Go smaller lineup, and then you come back in the last couple minutes and you bring back in J-Dub and iHeart, or you bring back iHeart in the 3-minute mark or whatever. And so you just do it that way and give him a chance to get some rest and then close out the quarter with SGA, J-Dub, iHeart, Kaysen or Caruso, whichever one's playing good, with Dort or whatever, whichever 5 is playing good in that group, take them in, and that's how you do it. But of course, he's going to stick A.J. Mitchell in there, which I don't agree with, playing him in front of Kaysen. I'm not on board with that at all. You know what 5 you need. Play the damn 5 and put A.J. in the second quarter. That's how I look at it. But, that's just me. And that's how I look at it. 3-point percentage, we're 18th, 35.1%. But defensively, this is the reason why we're 12-4. 38% from the field, number 1, give our opponents shooting percentage. 3-point percentage, we're number 1 at 28.2. Free throw percentage, we're 14th, which is we're slowly crawling up. Okay, slowly crawling up. Defense, opponents are shooting. We're 10th with opponents shooting against us at 75%. So that's not bad. Assist, we're 7th. And defensive opponents are seventh as far as us giving up assists to them. So those are really, really good top 10 stats. Those are really good, like both of those. Pips, points in the paint. Uh, we're 10th as far as us scoring, and we were, third or fourth last year, which I think that improved because remember last year we were the number one driving offense in the league, and we're not getting calls where we normally get calls. I mean, SGA did shoot 14 free throws, but he gets killed, and they don't call him. I mean, that's part of the loss that we had the other night. He was getting killed, and there was he did not get a call last night. It was ridiculous. But here's our thing right here. Steals. We're number one in the league in steals, and our opponents are 7.2. So we're number one in steals, which means that we take the ball away. And then when you look at turnovers, we only average 11.5 turnovers a game, and we're number one. So we're taking care of the basketball, and we're taking the ball away. So we're taking the ball away. We're second in blocks, and we were leading the blocks by far until Chet got hurt. But since Chet got hurt and we came back, it's not the same. But I love what we're doing right there. And these are the numbers. The reason why we're winning is, number one, we're turning the other teams over, which turnovers equal transition baskets, equal easy points, equal what? Flow of the game, which allows us to shoot easier. So that's what that does. And then here we are opponent-wise. But anyway, turnovers, number one. Blocks, number two. Steals, number one. And then defensively, we're number two in giving up points. We're number one in field goal percentage that we hold opponents to. And we're also number one in three-point percentage. So our perimeter defense is fantastic. And, of course, getting Alex Caruso, great move by Sam Presti to add him. And then now Ihart, our offensive rebounds will go down because right now we're giving up 13.6. We gave up 16 offensive rebounds the other night. 16. But once again, when you got one big in there and, that hurts us. Now, offensive rebounds, we will go up. And remember, we were 22nd, I believe, with Chet. Until he got hurt, I believe we were 22nd. So, and we were rising. And I believe when you get Chet and Ihart together, because the five you're going to have that's going to be nasty is SGA, Kaysen, Dort, Ihart, and Chet. That five right there is going to be just nasty. Okay, when we get Chet back after the thing, it's going to be, that group is going to be really tough to beat. And the thing is, Chet comes back right about the All-Star game. Probably I hold him out to after the All-Star game, get that extra to make sure he is completely ready, and then go on that run. And let's say 30 games left in the league, about a season or 25, and you go 20-5 or you go 21-4 over that span. If you're doing that by playing the right lineups and understanding when the floor of the game is going on and not sticking to your damn minutes managing shit, then you'll be able to make plays. And I think we'll be able to do that. So, but offensive rebounds, 30th in the league, you just can't. You can't be 30th. There's only 30 teams, and we're last. And then, of course, second quarter, we're 7th, which is not bad, and we were higher than that with Chet. Fourth quarter scoring, we're 21st, and we were higher, we're dropping. But opponents holding our opponents in the fourth quarter, we're second, only giving up 24 points a game. And 8th, so you're in the top 10 in that. But scoring-wise in the fourth quarter, that's the thing that hurts us. And why is that? Simply because he holds SGA out too long in the fourth quarter. You can't do it. If you want to win games, your best player has to be on the floor. And he used to go 38, 39 minutes. And this is how it works without Chet. And I know you're trying to manage his minutes right now, which is what you're trying to do. But, we got to win. And he's only, 26? So he still should be in good enough shape. But that being said, you play him the whole first quarter and the whole third quarter. That's 24 minutes. So then what you're saying is they're holding him out to the 6-minute mark or 5-minute mark in the second and fourth quarters to hold him to 36 minutes or so. Well, he needs to be at 38, 40 minutes right now in certain games. In certain games against, if it's, okay, like here's our schedule coming up. Here are the games, okay, I'm going to put this up right now. Here's our next games, okay? Here we go. Against the Kings, he needs to be 38, 40 minutes. It's on the road. The Warriors, he needs to be 38, 40 minutes against the Warriors. Got to be. Lakers at home, he needs to be 40 minutes. 34. He's got to be high 40 minutes. Got to be. Okay? You can't give away time. And these are minutes that he's got to go to the Rockets. He's going to have to be the same. You can't be playing Jones and those. You can't have the lineup we had the one day when we lost. You had SGA, Flagler, AJ, and Jones and Dort on the court. What the hell are you doing? You're not going to win playing that lineup. You can't. He's a great player, but you're giving away games when you do that, and we can't do that in this particular schedule with these 4 games. So SGA plays the whole first quarter, whole third quarter. Then you've got to stick him in, okay, with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, fine, whatever, unless they start making a run. Because one of the games we've lost have been in the second and third quarter because of your lineups. That's facts. Okay? And you're trying to put J-Dub's lineups with SGA's lineups. You're giving J-Dub SGA lineups, and SGA lineups and J-Dub's lineups are not the same. You can't protect J-Dub by putting those guys in there because you are losing, you're weakening what the team does in your best 5. And you know that J-Dub is not, when you're playing against the second group, when they're making a run, J-Dub shouldn't be on the court. You know that. That's been 2 years. That's the 3-year thing. That's just how it is. When he's off the court, you make your run 90% of the time. When you have SGA, Kaysen, Caruso, Dort, and Chet, or Wiggins and Chet, or Wiggins and Dort, you make your run every time. You make your run every single time. Last year, when you made your run, it was SGA, Kaysen, Wiggins, Dort, and Chet, or J. Will. That's when you made your runs. J-Dub was on the bench. You make your runs without him every single time. It's not rocket science, but I understand what you're doing. I know you're trying to develop J-Dub, and I get that. But as Charles Barkley said, as Shaq said, as I feel, we all love J-Dub, but he's a 3. You're trying to turn him into a 1. He's a 3. He's a 2B at best. SJ is 1, Chet's 2, he's 3. Or Chet 2A, he 2B, 2C, whatever, or 3A, whatever. But he's a 3. He's not a 1, and you're trying to make him into a 1. And then you're costing us games while you're trying to build him into a 1, and that's not something he is. Now, a 1 is a guy game in and game out, he's going to give you a certain amount of points. Jada might have a game where he has 30 tonight, and he might have 20, 19 the next night. And he had 28 the other night, but there were empty calories like Dak Prescott as quarterback. When the game was on the line, you were nowhere to be found. When the game was trying to come back and you're running up the court and scoring or whatever, that's when he made all his points. Well, hell, the game's over then. It matters on what you're doing. Lineups matter. Floor of the game matters. It does. It just does. If you want to win, you got to have those things figured out. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up. They love to be behind the scenes taking care of you and getting all that stuff done. So hit our guys up, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or in your county. Those guys would love to come in and take care of you, making sure you have clean drinking water. Collaborative Logic, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother, hit those guys up. They'll love to take care of you. And then, of course, website design as well. They did our website at mcsportsnetwork.com. And then you can go in there and do this because they also did this for us, design our T-shirts. You can go in and get T-shirts, and you can email the Edge Outfitters. Here are our Matt Clark Academy T-shirts. Everybody's asking me about those, and we are switching out and doing some for the Unpopular Hour and for After the Storm. So we'll be doing those for both of those. So you'll hit those guys up, as well as my guy, Jose Fierro of Oak Grove Trucking. Y&B, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that make things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go to the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40. And YNB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Arthur. Elm Grove Clothing and my guy, Jonathan Beakey Triplet. Hey, hit my guy up. He takes very good care of me on my suits. And if you guys need a nice suit, don't spend a bunch of money on $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a suit when he can hook you up and take good care of you. So contact my guy for that. And remember, he'll come into your office and personally do everything for you wherever you are, your house, your office, or whatever. He'll take your measurements there for you personally. Jonathan Beakey Triplet, 405-332-8787. Hit my guy up. He'll take care of you. I promise you that on that. Uh, I can say this. Let me see. Burgess SGA mentioned 2 weeks ago that his main goal the first half of the season is to build the young guys off the bench. He referred to playoff seeding being his focus after the All-Star break. Yes, I agree with that. Now, the young guys off the bench, what he's talking about is A.J. Mitchell. Because you can't, now while Chet's hurt, Dylan Jones, you try to play him, he's not ready. Jang for sure is not ready. So that leaves you with the only guy that you can really play with off the bench is A.J. Mitchell. Now remember, we developed what? The year before, we developed Kaysen last year. The year before that, we developed J-Dub. The year before that, we developed Josh. So you develop one guy at a time. So that's kind of what he was talking about. And because being seeding in the playoffs is everything. It just is. You have to be, we need to be the number one overall seed. And he also understands if we're the number one overall seed, that means he's what? The MVP this year. That's what that means. Back to back, he should have won it last year, but of course he lost last year because he didn't play against the Celtics, he didn't play against the Sixers, and he didn't play against the Pacers. If he'd played in those 3 games, I think he's the MVP over Jokic last year. Because those people over there have never seen us play because they don't watch us play because we're on Bali all the time. Now we have 15 games this year, so that's made all the difference. And here are the games that we have left on TV. And when you look at these TV games, this is what matters right here. By the way, we're 4-1 on TV this year, 3-1 on TV this year. We have Golden State. I believe that game is Wednesday. Yeah, I think Golden State is Wednesday. We play Golden State Wednesday. Is that right? Let me see. I think the 27th is Wednesday, isn't it, guys? You guys should know that. Y'all have calendars in front of y'all. Yeah, the 27th is Wednesday. So we have Golden State Wednesday on TNT. Remember, they beat us here, so that's the game Chet got hurt. So we have that game on TV, and he has to have a big game against that. At the Lakers, he always kills the Lakers. And they're just so big, and we only have iHeart. I just don't see us beating them. We're just too small. Without Chet and Jay Will, just iHeart is just not enough for them. I don't think we can beat them. At the Magic, that's going to be a tough game. They're still winning despite the big fella being hurt. Banchero's still out. They're still winning. I mean, they're doing what they need to do. They had a big win last night against the Lakers in L.A. Golden State, of course, played them again on ESPN. Then we have T-Wolves at the T-Wolves back-to-back, 10 days apart. Then at the Spurs on ESPN again. And, of course, Chet will be back by then. Chet will be back at the T-Wolves, the second game. So right after the All-Star break, which is the 23rd. The All-Star break, I believe, is right before the T-Wolves game. I believe that's right. Let me see if I can make that. I believe that's how that works. If my mind is working correctly, because usually the All-Star break is around Valentine's Day. Let me see. February. Okay, so it looks like that Valentine's Day is the week before that, so the end of January. Let me see, 30th and 31st. Yeah, so that first looks like. Well, no, that can't be it. When is the All Star weekend? Because it's probably. Let me see. It's always in February. So the All Star weekend. Let me pull that up, guys, because I got to figure out when the All Star weekend is because that doesn't make sense on our schedule. When it is, let me see. NBA All Star weekend. Is at the Chase Center. February 16th. Yeah, I knew it was around. I knew it was around then. Around Valentine's Day, it always is. So Okay, so our last game is at the T-Wolves, like I said. Okay, cool. I was right. And the All-Star game is right after that. So Chet will come back for the 23rd for All-Star game. I'd wait till 23rd. I know we do play them before that, right before the All-Star break, but I would wait till after the All-Star break to play Chet. That's just me. Giving that extra rest and then go on your run because we have what 6 games on TV after that, and I think that'll make a difference. And then the Chet's coming back, that will give us. Let me see, Chet coming back after the All Star break. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 28. So that gives us 28 games. So I was close to it. So that gives us 28 games, which will give us, if we can go, let's say 25-3, 20, 22-6 in those games, I think that we'd make a huge run to be the number one seed at that point if we can do that. So, but once again, it depends on several things. It depends on, number one, if he learns how to, well, I ain't gonna say that. If somebody would help him with lineups, help him with flow of the game, that's gonna make a huge difference with us if he can do that. I don't know if that's possible, but hopefully it is. So in NBA scores yesterday, the Pistons lost in overtime to the Hornets. God, I would not have watched that game. Of course, the T-Wolves lost to the Raptors. Huge loss for them. But they're a weird team up there in Canada. It's hard to beat them. You go to Canada, and Toronto is a lovely city. If you've never been there, I'll suggest you go to Toronto. It's a fantastic city. Uh, Spurs beat the Jazz. The Lakers, of course, lost to the Magic in a great game that was, and the Spurs beat the Jazz as they should have. So in NBA standings, this is where we stand at this particular point. We're tied with the Warriors. But of course, they're sitting in front of us because they have less losses than we do. Even though we have more W's, they have less losses. That's why they're there. Lakers 10-4, right there, half a game behind us. Winners of 6 in a row. Excuse me, they lost one. That's not. Lakers are 10-5 now, I believe, aren't they? I think the Lakers are 10-5. I don't think they are. I think the Lakers are 10-5, if I can remember correctly. I think I got that wrong. Let me see. Yeah, the Lakers are 10-5. The Lakers are 10-5. So they're still one. Then they are behind the Rockets. So the Rockets are in front of the Lakers, and that's a wrong thing right there. The Rockets are 11-5. The Lakers are 10-5. So that's all messed up. I don't know how I screwed that up. I thought I had that correctly on my thing. Maybe I did not do. Uh, Yeah, what I did is I did when I didn't do the standings and put them in here is what happened when I did my standings because I have them here. Sorry about that, everyone. I did not have my standings correct, but I did do them. I just didn't have them put in here. Let me see. NBA West. NBA standings. NBA West is what it is. There we go. That's what it is. That's why I had screwed up. Okay. There we go. That'll change real quick for you guys. There we go. That's the way it should look. I knew I had it right. The Rockets are in third place behind the Thunder, 1 game back. That was the old stats that we had up there, so that I hadn't updated them. Okay, and it's going to flash right there pretty quickly on the screen for you people on YouTube. That'll have it right. But the Rockets are screaming right behind our necks, 11-5. The Lakers 10-5. And you look at all the teams that are winning in the West. You got all these winners in the East. You've got it's getting better. The Magic are 10-7. The Knicks are 9-6. Once again, if you have less losses, that's in front. And then the Celtics 12-3, and the Cavs are still rolling right along at 16-1. But they need to come out to the West, and I think they start coming out to the West to play some teams. So we'll see how that works. But that now NFL schedule, some big games. I don't know if you guys watched the game last night between the Steelers and the Browns. I did watch it last night, and I mean the Steelers gave away one. I don't understand what Mike Tomlin was doing last night, playing. I mean, I Justin Fields should not have been on the floor in a key. Should not have been on the field in a key moment. Third down, he tries to throw a pass. He can't throw a pass. I mean, what are you doing? And then they throw the one in the end zone, and Pickens is fighting with the other guy. I mean, you're supposed to be going for the jump ball, and you're fighting with somebody. I mean, seriously. I mean, dude. As a coach, I'm sure Mike Tomlin's going to address that because he will. But anyway, I just didn't understand Mike Tomlin. Why you've got Justin Fields in there in a game in a crucial situation? Last 2 minutes you got to have a drive, and you got Justin Fields in the game, and it's snowing. Really? And then on third down, he makes a pass. I was, wow. I'm just going, wow. I just didn't understand what Tomlin was doing. Once again, that's the reason why he does what he does, and that's the reason why they lose the games that they lose, and that's why he's 8. What is he now? He's lost 9 on Sunday. Or is it 1-9 now? Something on Sunday, on Thursday nights, or something ridiculous, something terrible on Thursdays. But anyway, Buccaneers and the Giants this weekend. Nobody cares. Daniel Jones, of course, was released by the Giants today, as it should have been. But he got his $40 million, and he'll be a nice backup somewhere. But they're not going to get him hurt. That way, they won't owe him $25 million for next year. So he's gotten his money. I'm sure it hurts his feelings, and he wants to play, but they're not going to take a chance on him getting hurt and having to pay him that much money. There's no way, and I don't blame him. Chiefs and the Panthers. Chiefs are plus 10. We don't really care about the Buccaneers and Giants. I mean, Baker Mayfield should handle that. But Chiefs and Panthers. The Panthers plus 10.5, over and under 43. The Chiefs are playing another 12 noon game. They usually don't play noon games. They usually are 3 o'clock games, 7 o'clock games on Monday night or Thursday night. They're not a 12 o'clock game. Play. So that gives, to me, the Panthers a chance because the Chiefs are not used to, their bodies are not used to playing at that time of day. Cowboys and Commanders, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That game is the Cowboys, whether they're going to get Deion Sanders or not, or whether they get his son. Now, his son would love to play there, but I think he's going to end up with the Giants. That's what I think. And I'd rather him be with the Giants and Brian Debo and living in New York, because I think that'd be great for Shador. Being the type of kid he is, New York with all the media, as personable as a good-looking kid who's smart, who's very personable, he's going to make a ton of money off the field. So I think that's where he should go. But, of course, why the hell would he not be in Dallas? That's where he grew up. That's where he went to high school. His father still has a big ranch there, so I think that. Let me see, Burgess. The thing with Fields, they were just trying to keep him integrated in the offense. I understand that, Burgess, but when you're trying to win a game, especially a conference game or a divisional game, you can't play Fields in that situation. Now, earlier, yes, but in that particular situation, he should not have been on the field, in my opinion. And then you try to, on third down, you stop the clock by having Justin Fields try to make a pass down the field. Really? Yeah, no. No. Under no circumstances should that have been done. Patriots and the Dolphins. Dolphins, I think, should handle that 7.5, but it is a divisional game. That does matter. I think the Dolphins will handle their business, though. They've been playing really well under Tua. Plus, it's in Miami. They're at home. I think they'll handle their business. Plus, I know those cops will not be anywhere near the ones who arrested Tyreek Hill and ended up hurting him. Those guys won't be anywhere near the field stopping people again. Luckily, they probably still have jobs. That's just one of the dumbest moves as a cop you could ever do, stopping a guy right before he's going into the game, and he's a football player, and you're ready to play a game, and you're acting like a fool. I mean, that's just idiotic. You knew damn well who he was, and you still treated him like trash. I'm over it. Titans and Texans, that should be a good game right there. I'm joking. Texas should handle their business. In fact, I need to go down there and take a little G to a game in Houston. That'd be fantastic. Lions and Colts. Let me see, Burgess. This is the chance the Dolphins have to make a run for that last playoff spot. I agree 100%. Their schedule is very favorable down the stretch for the Dolphins, but they still got to play the Bills. I believe they got one more game left with the Bills. They should be able to handle the Patriots at home. And then, of course, they have the Jets, and the Jets, they're a dog and pony show. They're just terrible. Vikings versus the Bears. The Lions versus the Colts, I'm sorry. It's Colts plus 7.5. I think this game will be a game closer than what people think. Going into Indianapolis, Detroit's right there. Detroit's focused. They're trying to get that number 1 overall seed. They're trying to really focus on where they need to be as a team. Plus, they should have won last year. They should have beat the 49ers, even though I think the Chiefs would have destroyed them, payback for what happened the first game of the year last year. So I think the Chiefs would have destroyed the Lions. Vikings versus the Bears. Bears plus 3.5. Yeah, I think Caleb Williams depends on what do. Give him some easy layups to catch the passes, give him some chance to let him run and use his legs. I think they'll be fine. Broncos and the Raiders, divisional game. Bo Nix, right now, him and Jalen Daniels are my rookies of the year quarterbacks. I'm still probably going to give it to Jalen Daniels at this particular point by just an edge. But the Broncos, it depends on what their schedule is. It depends on what he does. Talking about Bo Nix. He's been playing really, really well. He's got a great coach. Coach understands what he wants, and he's like a more mobile Drew Brees. I mean, this is what I want you to run my offense perfectly, and I think he does that. They're going to be successful. Niners and Packers, huge, 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 huge game for the Niners. They've got to win this game. If not, their season's pretty much over. And then they got to pay Brock Purdy, and then they're going to have to make some decisions. Can they pay this guy 60-something million and win? I just don't think Brock Purdy's worth 60-something million. 45, 50 million, yeah. But 63 million, if you pay him that, Niners are done. They're truly done. And I don't care about next guy up. Next guy up as far as experience is concerned, not next guy up as far as rookie contracts stepping in. He hasn't done that. But, of course, he's going to look back and they're going to say, well, look at what everybody else has been paid. Look what Herbert's been paid. Look at what Trevor Lawrence has been paid, whatever. Yeah, put him in 50 million. Okay, I'm cool with that. But 60-something million, you're not going to win if he doesn't have anybody around him, and you're not going to be able to pay him. That's kind of how I feel. But I think the Packers are going to they're minus 3.5 point favorites. I just don't see that. I see the Niners owning them. I just don't see the Packers winning. Cardinals and the Seahawks. I think this is going to be an underrated game. I'm looking forward to watching. I love Kyler. I'm a huge fan of Kyler Murray. Was a huge fan of him when he was at OU. Huge fan of him when he got to Cardinals. Too bad he got hurt, but he's just a winner wherever he's been. He's just a winner. And to play football in the state of Texas in high school and to do what he does, that proves on what kind of player that he is. Eagles and the Rams plus 2.5, over under 49. Man, I still think the Eagles, I think they handle the Rams. I just don't see how the Rams are going to beat them. The Eagles are really focused right now. They're really playing well. And Saquon Barkley, once again, the Giants. You paid Daniel Jones, not Saquon. But whatever. You don't have your quarterback, you don't have your running back. What a terrible decision by your GM. I mean, what a terrible decision. And then, of course, Monday night, Ravens and the Chargers. Chargers plus 2.5, over under 50.5 at SoFi. The battle of the Harbaughs. What is the Harbaugh Bowl? I think is what they're calling it, or something like that. It's going to be a great game. I'll definitely be watching that Monday night. I'll be looking forward to that. So, I appreciate my guy Burgess being on and helping me with the game. I don't know like I said, I don't know what happened in the game the other night. I have no idea. With the Thunder game, I appreciate him giving me his feedback. I could just kind of see the numbers and see what happened, but especially, with my guys in our text chain talking about Dagnall and his lineups. It's just, I don't see how anybody could just I don't know how you can watch it and don't go, what the hell are you doing? And that's fine. You can say what you're talking about, what Burgess said about what SJ mentioned a couple weeks ago, that the goal of the first half is to build the young guys off the bench. That's fine. Now you know who can play and who can't. That's cool. We've done that. Jones, he ain't ready. Jang, we already know he ain't ready. AJ Mitchell, 100%. To me, now it's about integrating Caruso, integrating Ihart. That's what it's about to me, getting them into the field or getting them into the flow of the game and understanding playing them together as much as you possibly can. So, but anyway, I want to thank everybody for being on and watching the show today. If you have any questions, hey, go ahead and go to our website at mcsportsnetwork.com, and you can go ahead and email me there, or you just comment, like I said, come on this and comment on our show. Love to have your feedback on anything like that. And then, of course, we will not see you guys until Monday. And then Monday night, of course, we will see you on After the Storm. Okay? Let me see. Let me see. Burgess Super Bowl matchup I see is Kansas City versus Detroit. Dark horse matchup is Baltimore versus Seattle. Burgess, Kansas City, Detroit, I can see that. Baltimore, their defense. I just don't trust them. Offensively, they're fine. But the whole thing is the two teams he has trouble against are the Steelers and Kansas City. Talk about Lamar. He's fantastic against everybody else. But divisional lineups, it's just something about them. I don't know what it is. So, but I can see Baltimore. I see more Buffalo than I do Baltimore. And then as far as the NFC, I would say I'd see anything. It would be if you don't put Baltimore, I see them with the Eagles than Seattle, or I'd see the Bills versus the Eagles. That I see, or the Bills versus I see either Kansas City or the Bills. Baltimore is definitely a dark horse. I agree. So if you're just doing straight dark horses, yeah, I say that my dark horse matchup would be the Bills versus the Eagles. That would be my dark. But I believe you Kansas City, Detroit. But my dark horse would be uh, the Bills versus the Eagles. That would be my matchup if that comes down. But anyway, thank you, brother. I appreciate you being on me today. Have a fantastic day. Go hit some golf balls for me, Burgess. I can't hit no golf balls. Go hit some golf balls for me. Appreciate it.